De Surinaamse lijnwerkers zijn belangrijke steunpilaren voor de energievoorziening van ons land. In ieder deel van de wereld waar er elektrische energie wordt opgewekt en gedistribueerd, zijn het de lijnwerkers die de voorziening, het onderhoud en de ontwikkeling van het elektriciteitsnet als verantwoordelijkheid hebben. De NV Energiebedrijven Suriname hecht daarom veel waarde aan haar lijnwerkers en beseft het belang van constante bijscholing op dit gebied. Vanaf 2013 is de Suriname American Broterhood Initiative SABI opgericht. Deze samenwerking kwam tot stand met als doel veiligere werkomstandigheden te creëren onder de lijnwerkers in Suriname. Hiervoor komen er al 4 jaren achtereen trainers van verschillende Amerikaanse elektriciteitsbedrijven naar Suriname om hun kennis en ervaring met de Surinaamse lijnwerkers te delen. Ook dit jaar is voor de 4e keer het Lineman trainingprogramma gehouden. De training ging van start op 16 april en werd afgesloten op donderdag 26 april jongsleden. 189 werknemers van verschillende afdelingen deden mee aan deze 10-daagse training. Ook enkele arbeiders van de contractorbedrijven waarmee de EBS werkt, hebben meegedaan aan het praktijkgedeelte. De Amerikaanse trainer Brady Hansen is een van de initiatiefnemers die jaarlijks samen met de lijnwerkers het veld intrekt voor trainingen. Bij de trainingen wordt het accent gelegd op het veilig en efficiënt verrichten van de werkzaamheden.
The focus will be continuing safety, continuing professional development, continuing cultural exchange, continuing knowledge exchange. The beautiful thing about this project is it's people from 2 different places in the world that are working in the very same business with the same physical forces that are spending a great deal of time thinking and communicating and teaching each other about safety. We've got an opportunity to share what we're doing in the United States and parts of Canada, and these guys are teaching us their techniques and their methods for this unique environment that's down here. Clearly, it's improved on a lot of different fronts. One thing that we noticed right away when we pulled into Livorno at the training center is the housekeeping in the trucks looked fantastic. Things were organized, tools were stored properly, which is a win for everybody. It makes the guys safer and more productive. It allows the utility to get more work done with less expense. It prevents us from losing items. So the housekeeping was fantastic. This morning on this job, I had one of the best tailboards I've ever had in my life, where I was told about the hazards and the special precautions we'd have to take and the work methods that we would use. Because I'm new to these types of poles, these types of lines, and some of the techniques that Surinamese linemen have to use, that communication is really significant. So if this foreman can communicate to me across a language barrier and across a cultural barrier, I'm really confident he does a great job with his guys doing it too. So it's less hot than October usually was, which is when we've been out in the past. So it's been muddy, and there's been a lot of clay. Sometimes there's been a lot of vegetation, and bees. The environment is different and sometimes challenging. We have to be very careful not to get a piece of equipment stuck. And to build lines in wet conditions like this, we have to use additional measures in order to keep the pole standing straight and to keep the wire tight. So far it's been a challenge, but that's why we're line workers. Line workers do the challenge. They go out in the night to restore the power. They climb up high on the mast or the tower. They deal with spawning and current, and that's why we are the people we are. We've been using new techniques of using the coil line to send material up and down to somebody who's working up high, because if we can keep somebody from climbing up and down a ladder, we make them safer. If we keep the bucket from going up and down and up and down and up and down, then the bucket will last longer and will burn less fuel. So those are some of the new techniques we're using. And we're learning some techniques like how to dig in heavy wet clay, how to handle bees when you don't have bee spray, how to safely operate a machete. Most of my machete experience as a lineman has come from down here in Suriname. So we've got 10 guys And we've got people from the state of Nevada, California, Washington, and Idaho. And also Dawi, who lives in California today, he's originally from South Africa. So the new guys are, they're really overwhelmed by the difference, by the experience, the different type of system, the different work practices, and they're cautious, which is good. We want them to be cautious and very disciplined in their approach to communicating with people and trying to share information with people. And other than that, they love it. One man has even brought his wife down to enjoy the beautiful country. And we all agree it's really easy to fall in love here in Suriname. Really easy. The food, the culture, the music, the attitude and the kindness of the Surinamese people, that's unparalleled. It's amazing.
De trainingen werden verzorgd in het veld en klassikaal en de trainers trokken ook samen met de onderhoudsploegen het veld in voor participatie aan de werkzaamheden, maar meer nog voor de observatie van de veiligheid. Het hoogtepunt van het Lineman trainingprogramma 2018 was de inspectie van de hoogspanningsmast en de hoogspanningsrescue. Hierbij werd een ongeluk van een lijnwerker in de hoogspanningsmast gesimuleerd. Er werd een reddingsoperatie op touw gezet voor het in veiligheid brengen van de gewonde collega. Naast de lijnwerkers werden ook medewerkers van de autowerkplaats van de EBS getraind. John Wilson was daar de instructeur voor deze groep en samen werd het dagelijks onderhoud van het rollend materiaal aangepakt. Ook in de klassikale sessies ging de SABI-instructeur over de praktische leerstof.
I'm a utility fleet mechanic for NV Energy in Reno, Nevada. And that's what we do, is we do the same thing they're doing here, is we take care of the trucks. We maintain them so they stay in a safe and usable condition for the crews. Because they want to keep the power on here just like we want to keep the power on. And because they do more than what we have to do in the States, because they have to deal with no parts or parts that it'll take 3 months to get, and they have to fix the trucks now. So they make them work until they can get the parts in, but they do it safely. And that's what I've been trying. The whole thing we're down here, what we're stressing is safety for the linemen. Oh, a big difference. They have at least 8 new trucks here. More than that, but I know of 8 at least. The PM program, the working on the booms and fixing the booms seems to be going smoother. And hopefully they're able to get the parts that they weren't able to get before. Oh, I think they're doing a lot better job on the service part of the truck. That's the service is where they change the oil and grease the chassis, the boom. And I've talked to them extensively on to the service guys, and they're doing a lot. They're doing almost everything we would do to them. So they're doing a good job on servicing them. Yes, there's challenges. It's not complete by any means, and But it's been started. The process has been started. And you can tell by the new trucks. By the way, the new ones are being taken care of and by how they're trying to fix up the old ones. But there's still challenges, especially with fiberglass, is where the challenge is.
Egon Wilson, coördinator van het Lineman trainingprogramma 2018, vertelt over het doel van de SABI training.
Bij deze Lineman training is gelet hoe de lijnwerkers het werk uitvoeren in het veld. We hebben enkele projecten geselecteerd en hebben de lijnwerkers met de trainees in het veld gestuurd. Er is gelet op het opzetten van de masten, het sporen van de masten, het trekken van de draden. Die issues, er wordt gelet op hoe de jongens omgaan met hun equipment, hoe de jongens omgaan met de tools en uiteindelijk het opzetten en stringen van de netten. De veldsessie met de lijnwerkers van maintenance was de aanpak iets anders. Daar werden de masten uitgewisseld, werden trafo's uitgewisseld en dezelfde zaken zoals bij nieuwbouw werden ook gelet op safety, omgaan met equipment, omgaan met tools. Dat is de aanpak die dit keer in het veld geweest is. Er zal natuurlijk een follow-up zijn. Het is niet het einde van dit programma. Er komen meerdere programma's om de jongens op een hoger niveau te brengen. Wij werken in ons netwerk niet onder spanning. Het netwerk wordt uitgeschakeld en dan worden de werkzaamheden uitgevoerd. Je hebt situaties waarbij het netwerk niet kan uitschakelen. Jongens gaan dan in die situaties geleerd worden hoe ze onder spanning werkzaamheden moeten uitvoeren en de safety maatregelen die getroffen moeten worden om zonder problemen de werkzaamheden uit te voeren.
Bij elk bezoek van de trainers worden er weer diverse werkattributen en safety gear meegenomen voor de Surinaamse lijnwerkers. Van handschoenen tot gooilijnen, allemaal zaken die nodig zijn bij het veilig en efficiënt werken.
For me, it's been 60 days that I've been part of this family. And this has changed my life. This has changed the lives of the men and women that have come along. This is a beautiful story. Every time I sign the certificates, I look at the names of these beautiful people whose ancestors came from all corners of the globe. And I think about what a beautiful story this is. In a time when the world needs positive messages, we are a living positive message. And I know it's a positive message because I heard one time that Suriname's poles cannot be climbed. And this weekend I saw a line that was built in Coroni by linemen from Suriname who climbed with spikes so they could access the line across nasty, muddy conditions in order to install pumps that will protect the community from global sea rise. That's awesome. I know this is a story of significance because I've worked in a transmission tower, changing out a dead-end insulator and fixing a static conductor and doing a rescue on every man that went into the tower, and we got done 2 hours early. It's hard to tell that we're growing when we're in the moment. But with the luxury of time, we can tell. What moves me and what keeps me coming back is to see incredible growth. You guys have grown, you've adapted, and you're linemen rising up. You're a company rising up. And it's incredible to be a part of. In the small way, in the just short 2 weeks that we're a part of this story, the story of the company that provides the most significant resource for this country, it's energy. It's fun to be part of that story. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having us down. Thank you for your love and your kindness and your acceptance. And I pray that we continue to grow together for years to come. Thank you.
This training is the 4th time what has been organized here in Suriname. As you know, that this program has the aim to train ABS line workers to a competitive level that sets the standards for the energy industry in Suriname. This collaboration between ABS and the SABI now exists for 5 years, and the Broterhood through these trainers keeps alive in our organization. We are very thankful for this yearly educational period, and we will do our utmost to continue this opportunity. During the past 10 days, 221 linesmen and mechanical employees from different departments such as transmission, distribution maintenance, ROC, troubleshooting, power line maintenance, grid development, district companies like Nikeri, Brokopondo, Apura, Wageningen, Koroni, Mungo, the auto shop, they were here, all those departments, and from all those places. Wow. You received training in different topics: rigging, electrical and work zone safety, earthing and bonding, climbing high tension poles, rescue on a high tension pole, working method according to world standards, working with hook ladder, equipment maintenance, housekeeping guys, and service equipment. All these topics were given through classroom sessions and field training by these 10 SABI members from different electrical companies in the USA. The skills obtained from this training should be adequate to enable the participants to successfully carry out lineman work, especially the new group of linemen. However, all of you should have personal commitment and passion for the profession in order to succeed in implementing what is expected from you.
De EBS blijft samen met haar partner SABI en Broterhood Initiative investeren in continue bijscholing van onze lijnwerkers. Het bedrijf is de trainers dankbaar voor de vruchtbare periode en kijkt uit naar het bezoek van de SABI-trainers in 2019.